men.
Oh. Yeah.
Continue.
I keep getting people who are like, well, you don't look that pregnant.
It's not a great thing to say to a pregnant lady.
No.
No, in any regard. Like, even...
Okay, the opposite is also, just FYI, not a good thing
You
to
look
say.
incredibly pregnant. Holy shit.
Oh, you must be due any day now. They don't like that either.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No. Be nicer to pregnant people.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that nobody's fucking tried to touch me yet.
That's surprising. Apparently that happens a lot.
I think what it is...
You just put out a vibe.
I'm not very approachable in public.
So shout out to some people from work. Shout out Cassidy Cooper, Mike, John, Phil now. And if I missed you, fucking send us an email, you fuckers. Send us emails of your fucking ghost stories and shit.
Damn it.
We know you have some. Mike. Anyways, everybody thinks that you're just this like little tiny, like very sweet, cute person that just has her notes of true crime shit.
I'm an elder emo.
It's great, yeah. No, you are. That's the thing. You're not quite goth. Definitely an emo kid.
Yeah. Well, here
you were not the lol random XD girl.
Okay. Here's the thing about why I think nobody's tried to touch. Which good. I already have a diatribe like prepared. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
I'm ready to fucking go off.
You have a fucking manifesto.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go off of the first old lady who wants to fucking touch me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her I'm not a petting zoo. Mm-hmm. And it's not gonna go well. I'm gonna break her fucking wrist. Anyway, I think part of it is, one, I'm not very approachable in public. Two, we're masking. And
people give us weird looks now,
People gives us really weird looks. It's just like, no one wants to be around the people who are wearing masks.
It's like we remind them that, like, yes, this is still a thing out there.
Which is weird. But I think
We're choosing to mask because COVID during pregnancy...
Weird. COVID during pregnancy kills the mom and baby.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Weird that I want to not get that.
It's really important. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. But no,
I think... start doing it at work.
I am.
I'll start.
I think part of it is, one, I just am not very approachable. Because I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing is...
I had to fucking win you over with a tin of cornbread and some fucking saltines.
The cornbread was definitely tonight.
I know.
I think the other thing is...
When we first started dating, I had to fucking win you over.
No.
I brought you smoked fish.
No.
I brought you marshmallows. All of the things that...
S'mores and we'll talk.
Famously is what you do to calm down black bears. Yeah. And you just looked at me and just... Yeah. And then, then I knew that, oh, okay.
Oh, this is love.
Yeah.
I think the other part of it is I stand like someone who didn't have a good childhood.
You just kind of have that posture. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. People can see it. Yeah.
So
people with good childhoods don't stand like that,
Bobby.
Yeah.
That cut me deep.
Yeah.
It cut me deep. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I love.
Is it just people at work? Who's saying these things?
It's mostly people at work.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had at least 3 people who are like, well, when you're sitting down, you don't look that pregnant. Or, someone told me,
it's a weird thing to say.
Someone said, I just couldn't tell, I knew you were carrying a boy because you just don't look as pregnant. When you carry a girl, you look more pregnant.
Oh, my God. These fucking weird-ass wives' tales. It's so weird.
It's just what?
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel very fucking pregnant.
Maybe next time on the karmic wheel, when you die and you're going to be, reincarnated on the karmic wheel, come back as a gun and more people will respect you.
Shit. I'll have more rights in the United States.
Yeah. Welcome to Utterly Unbelievable, everybody. My name is Chad for new listeners.
I'm Allie. I guess we're doing that.
Just a soft one. Just a soft one. Any other fucking complaints with pregnancy?
Well,
you're welcome to them. I mean, it's been a month since we last recorded.
It has.
We completely missed our anniversary. Not our wedding anniversary. That's coming up.
No, our podcast anniversary.
Our podcast anniversary. That's okay though. Whatever.
I changed jobs.
Yep.
It was
again.
difficult again.
Yeah. within the last 3 episodes that have been published, you had started a new job.
Yeah.
Pamela Harsford is the last time you started a new job.
Yeah. So,
or I guess that was like 6 episodes ago, but still.
Yeah, but so I was working a job where I didn't have a lot of free time, and I have more free time now. I'm just
pregnant.
I'm just 7 months pregnant.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that we're going to be pretty much homebound moving forward.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, we'll have more time.
Yeah.
More hitching the giddy up. Especially considering that it's spooky season. I've got 2 ideas for 2 like Halloween-y episodes that are just very easy to do.
Okay.
I can either drop them, like, say what they are now, or like let them be surprised.
Keep it close to the vest.
Okay, you got it. To the vest.
My boss keeps saying that, and now it's rubbing off on me. Obviously, I work for an older white guy.
Yeah, keep it close to the vest. It's chest. Keep it close to the vest.
When he said, keep it close to the vest. And I was like, okay, sir.
Yeah.
You were clearly from South Dakota.
You know what else they say? You know, people in glass houses sink ships.
Yeah, that one.
But, so yeah, we got some more stuff coming up. Well, like, I think we say this it should be a t-shirt at this point.
It really should.
But, like, especially because, like, our numbers have jumped up. Significantly amount. That's a lot of thanks to my buddy from work, Mike. Already called him out.
Thanks.
Mike, thank you very much. We can actually look at our statistics and tell that it's not just people from work. It's a lot of people. Whether or not you were responsible for that, thank you. That it means a lot.
We've got a lot of activity on the social medias.
He also just like him and like a lot of other people from work. Like I was really kind of scared about people from work really knowing about this, you know, because it is people getting to know me.
It is scary, yeah,
a little bit.
Well, and like our first episode, I feel like isn't a really good representation of me. Because it's me pretending to be Pat.
If you would like, fair. If you would like me to, I will delete that from.
We
the
don't
feed.
have to delete it, but I would like to maybe redo at least Randall Church's story again.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
worthy of that.
I feel like I deserve, like he deserves, for me to at least tell a story a little better.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Couchus will come back with new developments. In the mix.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it, and there has been a little bit of movement, but it's mostly just the family, like, pushing fucking District Attorney Lambert to fucking do shit, and nothing's happening, so it's mostly just that. But, speaking of true crime news, for anybody who listened to Serial...
Oh, great. I was hoping you would bring this up.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to bring this up.
Talk to Mike about this morning.
Anand Sayed was released from prison after being in there for 23 years.
So was this an Alfred plea?
No.
Okay.
So what happened? What happened was...
Well, an Alfred plea, by the way, for those of you that don't know, it's what the West Memphis Threes, namely Damian Eccles, used to get out of prison, out of death row. And it's basically you saying that, like, you did it, but we're not going to prosecute you anymore.
What's the name of the staircase fuck?
Oh, God. Peterson. It's,
was it Roger Peterson?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway.
Roscoe Thunderbottom.
It's not Scott Peterson.
No.
We just had this conversation.
Like John Peterson or something like that? Tim Peterson?
Will you look it up really quick?
Yeah.
My notes are pulled up on my phone, so I don't want
to... Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, God, it's going to drive me crazy.
I really want to see the HBO, like, docudrama with because I fucking love Toni Collette.
Oh yeah, Toni Collette is amazing.
She's playing Kathleen Peterson. Michael Peterson.
Michael, thank you. I
Colin
should know
Firth
that.
is Michael Peterson.
Oh, I do love Colin Firth.
Yeah.
So that fuck Michael Peterson, he took an Alfred plea.
Yeah.
Because he was convicted for killing Kathleen.
So an Alfred plea is this weird sort of
I am
bit
guilty,
of justice.
but I don't want to admit that I'm guilty.
Yeah. So for people like Damian Eccles and like the West Memphis Three who were very clearly innocent,
it really sucks. For
it was
them.
the only way that they could get out. But actually, like. So Damian Eccles has been spearheading this since he's been out of prison, and like a new discovery was just opened up for evidence that the state had suppressed actively. So like now there is grounds for the investigation to reopen, which is wonderful.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, we love to see it. But yeah, Michael Peterson, like for those of you that don't know, Allie and I have very strong opinions.
We've talked about the staircase a little bit before. I'm going to cover it eventually.
There's 2 docu-series about it. One was made back in like the early 2000s, and then a follow-up was made 2 years ago, like 3 years ago.
No, it was more than that. We lived on college when it happened.
Oh God! So yeah, that was like 5 years ago.
It was like a tack on to they like revisited it, so it's still the staircase.
Yeah,
but they
added to it.
It's
like an epilogue,
and a lot. Fucking came. So that's when he got the
Alfred
Alfred
making
plea.
a murderer to where there was such a narrative form that it was very misleading.
Well, here's
Not to mention the documentarian had an inappropriate relationship
I was gonna say,
with Michael Peterson.
Here's my fucking problem with the staircase. My problem with the staircase is that it was never disclosed that while they were making the film, Michael Peterson was having a sexual romantic affair with...
Was it an affair? Okay, yeah, a tryst.
A tryst.
Yes.
With the producer of the staircase. And it continued while he was in prison. He broke it off after he got out.
That's right, yeah. So, yeah, it kind of, like, lends itself to
problematic.
Well, yes, especially coming from the mindset of this is supposed to be objective journalism, and it's not. It's not at all. If anything, it was basically made to make Michael look better.
Yeah.
And sympathetic.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. We might cover the staircase one day.
I want to cover it one day.
Oh, we got a request.
Okay.
JonBenet Ramsey.
Okay.
I know you don't want to. But...
I don't. My thing about JonBenet is it's a really, really interesting case.
What has not been said?
I have really strong feelings about it. I don't want to cover it.
Okay.
Because of how strong my feelings are. A certain someone who I think did it has a really strong inclination of suing people.
Yo, really?
So I don't want to touch the JonBenet case because I don't want Burke to sue us.
Brotherly love. Anyways, just joking. Allegedly. Okay. Well,
so that's why I don't want to.
Hey, Macarena, we are not an LLC yet, so okay.
I don't want to cover that case.
Fuck, maybe I should make us an LLC.
I don't want to cover that case only because I know myself and I know I'm not going to be able to not...
mince words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I have really, really strong feelings about it.
We've technically, we've definitely not danced around using the word allegedly when we maybe should have.
Yeah.
In the past. Tamla Harsford's episode, which I just re-listened to today, kind of comes to mind of, we straight up say, like, those people clearly murdered her. And it's just like, we should probably add allegedly to some of this shit. Just for our sake. For
legality's sake, yeah.
Yeah. So moving forward, I will try my best.
Which, again, is why I don't really want to cover JonBenet.
Totally
if
fair.
you want to listen to coverage about JonBenet...
Last Podcast on the Left has a great...
I was actually going to suggest Real Crime Profile. They do a really, really good job of covering it. Their opinions are really similar to my opinions. So I would listen to their coverage of that.
It was Aleister Crowley.
Yeah. So, but anyway, backtracking to Adnan.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. So he was convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend, Hae-Min Lee, in 1999. She went missing June 13th, and they found her body mid-February of that year, buried in Lincoln Park in Baltimore, Massachusetts. And Adnan was convicted of her murder.
Baltimore, Maryland, or Massachusetts?
Maryland, I'm sorry.
Okay. I was just like, oh, okay.
I have Massachusetts on the brain for
some kind of like Miami, Texas, even though they pronounce it Miami.
But, so he was convicted of her killing. It got popularized because of Serial. I recommend listening to Serial, but keep a really, really open mind. Sarah Koenig tries to be objective, and she kind of staircases it a little bit. It's not quite so egregious, but there's a lot of really blatant
bias.
blatant bias and then blatant misrepresentation of facts that they never apologized for after. They took all this credit for getting Anon out, which that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And then they never once apologized for, like, oh yeah, we misrepresented these facts.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's really shitty. But so I would recommend listening to Serial.
Allegedly.
Keep a really open mind about it. And then listen to Undisclosed. The first season is all about Anon's case. And that's where you're going to get a lot of the hard facts, the knit and grit, the Undisclosed
It
team.
is an incredible story of just miscarriage of justice, like
the work, the
racism, Islamophobia,
severe police neglect. There's an HBO series about Anon.
It's a great case study in everything working against an innocent person.
And
it's really tragic.
One of the cops on Anon's case, Detective Ritz, has, they think, like 4 or 5 wrongful convictions under his belt, but
Yikes.
he's been sued multiple times for neglect, mishandling, all this stuff. It's insane.
What is that thing where you can't sue cops?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about,
damn it.
but I don't know enough about Maryland state law. But yeah, so Detective Ritz has a bunch of fucking problems. The case is kind of a shit show. But what led to Anon's conviction getting overturned is the state district attorney did a relook.
Qualified immunity. That was the word I was looking for.
They did a re-evaluation of Anon's case, a brand new investigation. They found that there was 2 known alternate suspects who have much better plausibility and like victimology, it ties into the victimology of like they're probably more likely to kill her. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting. But the brief came out and I was fucking fascinated when I read it. But yeah, so there was 2 alternate suspects that Kevin Urich, the prosecutor for the case, hid. He made sure that defense never knew. There was there's at least 2 or 3 Brady violations, which a Brady violation is where the prosecution purposely will take evidence that is found during a case that is favorable to the defense, remove it from the case, and then continue.
It's what the West Memphis 3. That's exactly what I was talking about. So
Damien Eccles was praising Adnan's release because he was like,
it sets precedents. It has set precedents to where the prosecutions have to give information over. I think didn't it go to Supreme Court?
It did. So the reason it's called Brady is because the case was called Brady versus Maryland, which is interesting that it started in Maryland.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year that was. It was really early. It's like in early 1900s, late 1800s. Or I could be wrong. I could be thinking of something else. My case law is not that good. I'm not a lawyer. My case law was a lot better when I listened to Evidence Prof blog. That's Colin Miller. He's part of the Undisclosed team.
Oh.
It was really good because his case law citing is always like on par. My case law was really good for a while there. For a little bit, I was like, I can cite case law, and people were like, what? I was just like, don't worry about it. But anyway, so I wanted to just touch on that because it's a BFD.
Sure.
It's big news.
Yeah.
We're really happy for Anon. Really happy. Really sad that Hayes' family is kind of suffering. But it sounds like they're starting to come around to the idea that
Anon
didn't do it. And it's not fair that someone spent 23 years in jail for a crime he did not commit, but they still haven't gotten justice. But they're not... there's other ways that they could go of, like, taking it out on the state, which they should. They really should be taking this out on the state. And they're kind of still taking it out on Anon, which I don't think is very fair. But they were like, we don't think you did it, but we're still mad at you.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just like...
It's very hard. I have no experience in what they have.
Yeah. I was like I'm holding space for them. They're hurting.
Yeah.
So I get it.
And it seems like this story is constantly on the nation's stage, and so it must be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
So like, you know, yeah, I'll give him a little bit of fucking swinging room for that. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, good news for that.
Good news for none. So.
Yeah. Oh well. So Allie, what is our subject today?
So. Where did I put my phone?
Uh-oh.
Okay, where did it was under the pumpkin pillow.
Pregnant lady.
Dude, pregnancy brain's a fucking bitch, yo. So, we are going to go on a little adventure, and I am going to take you through several journeys into Soviet Russia.
Ooh, okay.
So this first story, we are covering the Khamar Daban incident, and I
shout out Grace. We got you your episode, bitch.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I do not speak Russian.
May I see it? Ben from work, let us know. Yeah, Khamar Daban.
Okay. Some of the names I'm pretty good with, but this one I'm like.
Yeah. So, FYI, we are not linguists.
No.
We personally do not speak Russian.
Mm-mm.
These names are going to get a little fucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cut her some slack. Cut her some fucking slack.
I'm fucking pregnant, okay?
Yeah.
God. So.
Pregnant women are smug.
What?
It's a Garfunkel and Oates song.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was like, I'm sorry. What did you just say to me?
Nothing.
Do you want to fucking fight?
Yeah. No.
I've heard. That is one thing I will say.
You will hurt me.
Oh my! Well, no, it's fucking hormones. I have gotten so fucking
strong.
Feisty. I was gonna say feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone just says something, and instead of me being like, "Hi," being polite about it, I'm just immediately like, "You want to go?"
Yeah. It's super cool.
It's really thrown a few people off.
I've had to fucking like run into bars and pull you away from the arm wrestling match that you fucking challenge people to. It's fucking wild.
Fucking looked at me wrong.
Yeah, you ever seen The Fly with Jeff Goldblum? It's like that scene.
I did that.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, anyway. In Soviet Siberia, the Khamar Daban...
Soviet Siberia?
The Khamar Daban mountain range is in the southern Siberia's...
We're good.
Byuratia? It's Buryatia.
Buryatia.
Buryatia region.
I think so.
Below Lake Baikal. Hopefully I never have to say that region's name again. Avid hikers...
How about we call it the BC?
The BC, I like it.
Okay.
Avid hikers love to hike in the mountain peaks, but in 1993, 6 tourists would not be lucky enough to make it out of the mountain range alive.
Really? My birth year. Okay.
Your birth year. The lone survivor...
Okay, I like a good, not too long ago story.
Yeah. The lone survivor of this incident has only spoken about what happened once.
I know what I saw.
I knew you were going to say that. In her initial statement to police...
I'm going to get it as a tattoo.
in 1993, and she hasn't spoke of it since. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
Well, please! You get your episode, Grace!
So, 41-year-old Ludmila Korovina...
And you, too, could have an episode of your very own if you decide to email us at utterlyunbelievable@gmail.com. That's utterlyunbelievable, spelled with 2 Ds.
41-year-old Ludmila Korovina was an experienced hiking instructor and survivalist labeled as a master by all who knew her. She was a tough love kind of person, and her students knew to accept that she would push them because she knew they could take it.
You must climb this rock or I will break your head with my thighs.
From what it sounds like, she wouldn't put it past her.
I'm just picturing Miss Trunchbull right now.
But taller?
Taller, yeah, taller. Still wearing that fucking Olympics 1997 sweater. Oh, I guess this was 93, but yeah.
This is 93, so
yeah, that weight.
It could be 92.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. There was an Olympics that year, I think.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, but it was even year, so whatever.
Salt Lake, I think.
I don't know. Her students also described her as being a good teacher, that taught them confidence and crucial hiking skills.
Hmm.
In the summer of 93, Ludmilla made plans with 6 of her students to hike a well-known and popular area. The students were 23-year-old Alexander Krishin. He went by Sacha, though.
Okay.
24-year-old Tatiana Filipenko.
Okay.
19-year-old Denis Savachkian.
Okay. You got a hooked on phonics, this shit.
I really do. 17-year-old Valentina Utonchenko.
Okay.
She went by Valia.
Okay.
16-year-old Victoria
Wow, pretty young.
Zalasova. And the youngest, 15-year-old Timur Bapanov. I think that's how you say that.
Mm-hmm.
On August 2nd, they arrived at the mountain range in the town of Murnino,
Okay.
all happy and looking forward to their trip.
All right.
And the forecast was very promising with clear skies on the horizon.
Belly's full of borscht.
I don't know what you would eat before you go hiking. You probably want a carb load, you know?
I have no idea. This is also fucking like post-fall Soviet, like post-Soviet Russia. Like who the fuck knows? It's,
Right.
Yeah. It's American blue jeans and Marlboro cigarettes.
Yeah, who knows? Ludmilla and her students were one group of 3 hiking groups on this range during this time. One of the other groups being led by Ludmilla's daughter, Natalia. That's my train of thought. Their 2 groups had made a promise. I can't talk. I'm going to try that whole sentence again.
Okay.
Their 2 groups had made a specific promise to meet up on August 5th at a very specific meeting point on the trail. And I could try to pull up a map for you because I really had to look at a map to kind of get an idea
Yeah.
of this. But they, like, one was starting at this end. Like, let's say the west end.
Okay.
And one was starting at the east end.
Okay.
And then they were going to meet in the middle.
Got it. Okay. That's kind of cool.
All 6 of the students were very excited, very eager. They just wanted to get on this hike and get going, and they wanted to prove that they were going to be experienced hikers. I don't know what it is about Russia
Mm-hmm.
and, like, having to prove how experienced of a hiker you were. They're,
It
like,
is called exceptionalism.
well, but they also have, like, ranks. You can, like, get, like, ranks for, like, I'm top tier hiker.
So there's a reason for that. It's very similar to how, like, chess, how there are certain rankings in chess and why they take that so seriously. It actually comes from Soviet influence of, like, because of, please correct me if I'm wrong, this is a very surface level understanding of how, like, hierarchies
Yeah.
worked in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, because I know so much about the Soviet
Well,
Union.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying people online. Email us if I am incorrect, please. So basically, like, it was very difficult for people to. Sorry, what was that?
It was not our email address. Don't email address.
Okay. It was very difficult for people that actually had talent and actually had skill to move up hierarchical, right? Because of communism, right? So, like, it was never like it's a system specifically designed so that everything is egalitarian, right? By design,
Gotcha.
Allegedly. We can argue whether or not Soviet Russia was good or bad. Well, not really. It was a lot of bad. But, like, you know what I'm saying. We can argue whether or not what it was, if it was true capitalism, true communism, socialism, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But it was so, like, but the way that you could circumvent, like, well, we can't show you favoritism despite your talent or your experience or whatnot because egalitarianism, right? But if ranks were like a weird way to circumvent that of just like, well, no, it is knowledge. And the higher the rank you got, the more, like, you trained other people. And, like, it was this, that's why they, like, put so much emphasis on it and, like, it still carries out through today.
Yeah, I was aware it was still a thing today.
Yes. Yeah.
But,
So that's why.
Okay.
It was a way for them to, like, in an egalitarian sense, through communism, still be like, well, yes, but they are the most experienced, sort of thing.
Okay. So, days 1 and 2 of the hike went exactly according to plan, with the group in high spirits. Weather, exactly what they wanted it to be, exactly what was forecasted. It was nice, it was clear. They made really good time getting up to Translator Peak.
Let me see this. Getting up to Retranslator Peak.
Sure.
Like I said, just commit. Just commit to them, and if they're wrong, they're wrong.
Pushing themselves to make sure they reached the peak earlier than had planned. August 4th, however, the weather took a turn, and they were caught in a massive rainstorm.
Oh, shit, dude. Holy fuck.
The hikers being soaked, along with their supplies, resulted with their journey being slowed due to extra water weight.
Jesus. So, wait, what time of the year was this again?
This was August 4th.
August 4th. So this was more... Okay. So,
summertime.
God, still, though. I'm a hefty boy, right? I'm not exactly what you would call in shape.
Yeah.
Hiking is fun. It can be fun. It can also be very, very difficult, right?
Yes.
I can only fucking imagine doing it in wet fucking gear.
Yeah, where, like, you're getting chafed, but everything's heavy because it's wet.
God, just fucking... Holy shit, you just got, like the... You ever seen, like, like a durian or, like, a jackfruit, the outside of that?
Yeah,
like, the inside of your fucking taint just looks like that from just rubbing on itself.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God, do you remember when we went to Salt Lake to see Father John Misty?
Yeah.
Do you remember how...
The countries?
No, the chub rub that I got from that trip?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that was so bad.
Well, you don't do well in deserts.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
No. The Mojave is going to be very unkind to us when the bombs fall.
I like it cold. Anywho, the extra weight also caused them to get extra tired, and I'm sure pretty fucking miserable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exhausted, and seeing it on their faces, like all of the students they were miserable. Ludmilla decided, we're going to camp out, found a really good location. It wasn't ideal. It was exposed to the elements.
You don't say. Not ideal, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't the worst spot she could have picked, but it still was like a hiker of her caliber should have picked a better spot.
All right, crew. So we got two ways we could go, all right? So over to the left, this is called Safe Haven Rock. And over to the right is Certain Death Peak. I say we take Certain Death Peak. It is the easiest way to go.
It kind of.
Yeah.
Except for more like in the middle of like not certain death, but like...
She chose the Mines of Moria instead of climbing over the peaks of the Misty Mountains.
It's not quite that extreme, though.
Yeah.
Of, like, it's more like impending doom.
Okay.
This is impending doom meadow.
It's the Simpsons bit of them floating down the river, and off to the side there's, like, a rainbow and beautiful animals and stuff. And then to the other side of the fork, it's, like, it's lightning and, like, bramble bushes and just, like, the most awful shit. Yeah, it's that.
Except, like, but tamer.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But somebody who was considered a master, a survivalist, a master, at the outdoors. The location she picked to camp is
Hey man, even Bear Grylls drinks his own piss sometimes.
Yeah, but this was kind of
we all make weird decisions.
This was kind of like a rookie, like why would you do that kind of thing. It's just kind of baffling. It was just like why, and so I don't know if she just picked it because it was just like fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just make camp.
Yeah.
But there was tree cover.
Hey, man, allegedly an expert hunter fucking killed and skinned a husky thinking it was a wolf the last 2 weeks here in Montana.
No, okay, here.
So that shit happened.
Here.
Fucking.
No,
I got a story.
Okay, but let me get in on this because trust me.
Yeah.
I'm really big part of like a big Montana Twitter community.
Yeah.
She's not an expert hunter.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
That story's so fucked up,
It's so fucked up, yeah.
Well, so somebody, right before that happened, dumped like 14 fucking huskies in the fucking middle of nowhere outside of Kalispell.
Really sad.
Which is really sad. And so this was one of those huskies.
Yeah.
They were able to rescue all of them but the one that she killed. Here's the other thing, though. After she shot it and then was skinning it, she should have realized while she was skinning it, this is a fucking dog, not a wolf.
Really? I wonder what would have tipped her off.
But 2, she then, like, 2 days later bought a wolf tag.
Oh,
so
good.
she was like, oh, I had a wolf tag.
It was also illegal.
She was like, oh, I had a wolf tag I needed to expend. So I went and did it. But there's Fish and Wildlife literally has a you bought the tag later.
That's cool. So it's just fucked in every regard.
It's so fucked in every regard.
So
and
we were at
here's
work.
the thing too, what she did, because it's not somebody's pet.
Yeah.
Because somebody illegally dumped them, it's not illegal.
Oh, Jesus, really?
So, yeah.
So she's not going to get in trouble at all?
She's not going to get in... She could get in trouble...
Aside from the wolf tag thing?
The wolf tag thing. Well, in...
Well, who knows? Well, it's not a fucking wolf, so, like, you know...
there's some laws still that apply to, like, killing wolves. And so I don't think she should have been able to...
Intent a thing?
Yeah, well, I don't know if she should have been able to get the tag to begin with.
Yeah.
So there's
a lot of fuckery.
There's some messery there, but yeah, she's probably not going to get in trouble.
So,
but the public is so mad.
Yeah.
I hope she gets run out of the state.
Yeah. So we had a meeting at work, and like my boss is a very accomplished wildlife photographer in his spare time, and he brought up his laptop on a display, and it was this beautiful fucking picture that he took of 2 wolves, like like playing and shit, and like what. My coworkers is just like, oh, that's a nice picture of some huskies, and it's just like this was like 2 weeks ago, dude. So like that was fresh. It was such a such a good like. I was just like,
oh my
very
God.
funny, very funny.
Oh my God, yeah, it's absolute fucking fuckery.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah. So she picked this camping spot, but like literally like feet from where she picked this spot.
Yeah.
Was a much more covered, better spot. Like there was tree cover where they weren't going to be so fucking exposed.
Could it be that she wanted them to experience exposed shelter?
I don't know.
That might be a thing.
I don't know. But, like, there was literally, it was just, like, from what it sounds like, it's, like, from us to, like, it was so close. Like, they could have just shifted everything over and it would have been covered.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
they didn't. Instead, they kept
It might have been
exposed.
a teaching moment, so who knows?
I don't know. It's just, it's weird, what it should be noted. That
Dear
it's
diary, I totally fucked up. It's a practical joke. I'm training them wrong as a joke.
So
Wind blow from fucking Bow.
Despite the rain and their inability to get a fire going, the group stayed pretty happy and positive, and they were just like, hopefully it lets up and we can just keep going the next day.
Okay.
So this was the 4th of August. The 5th was when they were supposed to meet up with Natalia, Ludmila's daughter.
Yeah.
Who was coming from the other direction. Because they had made really good time, so they're like, oh, perfect, we're going to meet up with them, it's going to be perfect. We're really excited. So August 5th, the following morning, they were able to get a fire going and have breakfast. Later in the day, Natalia and her group waited for her mother at their meeting point, but neither her mother nor her group ever showed.
Ooh.
Natalia's group moved on, not worried about her mother, assuming, the rainstorm probably really got them, and we'll just see them when we all get back.
No, bros, it's cool. She can hang.
Yeah. We're all going back to the same town, so we'll see her when we get back. 5 days later...
You're just fucking, yeah. I wouldn't want to fucking, hold back or anything either. It was just like, fuck it, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 days later...
Get some gazpacho.
I'm trying to think of what I think it's Gazpacho Italian?
Probably. I don't know. I'm being very fucking anti-Russian. So, like, continue.
There is a war. 5 days later, August 10th.
I can hate the government and not the people.
Fair. So August 10th, remember that.
Okay.
A group of kayakers were paddling down the river at the base of the Khamar Daban mountains, noticed something odd in the tree line as they paddled along.
Okay.
It was a young woman standing just among the trees by herself, just staring at them.
Is that Bro, is that fucking Celine Dion? Canadian superstar?
Worried, the kayakers got out of their kayak.
The Iron Curtain fall and we get this?
The kayakers moved over to shore, got out of their kayaks, and went to the girl's aid. She was absolutely hysterical. And reports...
That would be fucking terrifying.
Right?
Yeah.
Reports differ between the kayakers on the state of her, but some general consensus is she was covered in dried blood.
Uh-huh. Oh.
But it does vary a little between the kayakers' reports. Though clearly traumatized...
Igor, she did not have 3 arms. That is no. We need to get story straight.
Though clearly traumatized, she attempted to tell the rescuers her story and identified herself as Valentina Ununchenko. Goes by Valya.
Yeah.
Horrified by her story, the kayakers brought her to the nearest police station where a report was filed. According to Valya, the group set off on the mountain after eating breakfast that morning, so 5 days ago. This is August 5th.
Yeah.
But only after a few minutes, the first disaster struck. Oh, sorry. Sacha, who had been bringing up the back of the group, suddenly began screaming.
Ooh.
The group turns around to see...
Sacha's the 14-year-old, right? 15-year-old?
No, he's one of the 20-year-olds.
It's okay. Anyways.
I lost my spot.
I know. I won't do that anymore.
So the group turns around, because he's at the back, and
Yeah.
they're like, the fuck is wrong with you? He's bleeding from the eyes.
Oh. Oh my god!
Oh. Oh my, just...
That's not at all what I was expecting. That's awesome.
Just wait.
Holy shit.
Just wait.
Oh my god.
He's also bleeding from the ears.
Oh.
And he's frothing at the mouth.
Holy shit.
So he starts screaming.
He fucking figured out the fucking Rubik's Cube from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he just, blood pouring out of his orifices.
Oh
He's just
my god.
foaming at the mouth, screaming. All of a sudden.
Holy fuck. Good god. He was at the tail end too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just, hey, Sacha.
Well, no.
Can they bum a small... Holy shit.
Well, that's not even... They were just hiking along. Everybody's kind of quiet. They just had breakfast. Well, he just starts fucking screaming.
Holy shit.
And they just turn around and then that's what they see.
God. That's awful.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So... As...
I didn't know it would get this metal that quickly. Sorry.
As quickly as he had started screaming, he fell silent.
Please tell me he just 1,000 yards stared and then fell over.
Fell to the ground.
Okay.
And then began convulsing. And then just got still.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
So,
okay, good story. Let's keep going.
Ludmilla, worried, rushes forward and begins to check on him while the rest of the group...
I wouldn't go the fuck near him.
So she sends the rest of the group ahead.
Yeah.
She's like, go ahead, I'll catch up. We'll get it figured out. Just go. So they start going.
Vinny, if I learned anything from Eli Roth's shitty fucking directorial debut, Cabin Fever, do not go anywhere near the frothing people.
Yeah. So she's like, just go, just go. And, like, she's very fucking distressed because, like, I'm sorry. I would be a little distressed.
Yeah,
too, if
right.
I just
It would be
fucking
really weird if she was like,
witnessed
no, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
He needs cold compress and an enema.
Yeah.
This horsehound needs an enema.
So they're just like, no, we're not leaving you. You're freaking out. What the fuck is going on with him?
Yeah.
They were like, we're not leaving.
No. You just had some bad paprika. We just move on.
So they didn't listen.
Look, it's not blood. Paprika. That's it. All.
They're kind of all standing around, kind of like staring at each other, like, the fuck? What do we do?
Yeah.
Ludmilla is kind of tending to Sacha, trying to figure out what's going on. Ludmilla begins to start screaming. Her eyes start pouring, and so do her ears with blood. Why are you laughing?
This is awful. This is so terrible. Oh my god. So this is the crew that was coming from the east, right? That like had done fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Just for reiterates.
Yeah.
I've been distracting you a lot.
No, this is the other one.
This is the one that
we've
lost.
this is the one that we've been following the whole time.
Okay, cool.
The other one was Ludmilla's daughter Natalia.
Thank you. Okay.
And they were going to meet up. They didn't meet up at their meeting point, and they were like, we'll find them later.
Okay.
Not worried about it. So all of a sudden Ludmilla starts having all the same fucking symptoms that Sacha did. Her ears and eyes are pouring with blood.
I know her butthole did.
And she starts...
They don't bring it up, but I know it.
She starts frothing at the mouth. Mm-hmm. She falls over, goes silent, starts convulsing, and then is still. And she's on top of Sacha now.
Oh, God.
So they're both, like, stacked on top of each other. Still.
Yeah.
So Tatiana was
like the Thing. Holy shit.
Tatiana was the first person to get
I've got horror movies on the mind. It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. Tatiana was the first person to get to Ludmilla's side, and she also started to experience the same
Fucking
symptoms.
Get away from them! Oh my god!
She, however, did exert some symptoms that nobody else did.
Okay.
She
just fucking
so
tap
while
dancing.
she was foaming at the mouth, began clutching at her neck like she couldn't breathe.
Okay. She's probably fucking drowning.
Yeah, she could have been like suffocate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she starts grabbing at her neck like she can't breathe.
She fucking clawed her neck.
And she was kind of on all fours as she was doing this.
Oh.
And crawls over to a rock and begins to repeatedly smash her face into the rock until she goes limp.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Okay. Okay.
So that's 3 people so far.
So
3 people out of the 6.
Check, please. I'd be running. God, I would be running.
So Victoria and Tim are both ran.
Perfect. My heroes.
And Dennis hid. So I guess technically there's 7.
Dennis hid?
Dennis hid.
From what?
I don't fucking know. Dennis hid behind a large rock, crouching as low as he could. I don't know if he was like, maybe if I'm low to the ground it won't get me. I don't fucking know.
Did he think it was like an invisible monster or some shit?
I don't know. Valia stood frozen in the center of the trail, unable to fucking do anything. She just watched her teacher and 2 of her closest friends die.
Yeah.
Not only within minutes of each other.
So these 4 are the last of the group.
Fast and horrifically.
Yeah, no shit.
Suddenly...
I wonder if she fucking slammed her head against a rock because, one, it was better than whatever she was dying from, or two, it made her fucking kill herself.
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Convulsions were part of it, so I don't...
Sure, but that's like fucking intentional. She drug herself to it.
Yeah.
Fuck
well, but I don't
me.
know, maybe she was trying to, like, prop herself up, or, like, maybe she was, like, going to attempt to do, like, a Heimlich maneuver, like a self-Heimlich.
I'm going fucking...
And then started convulsing, and then just... the motion, she just was smacking her, but yeah, she just like...
I'm going Italian
horror. Isn't there a
horror
horror
with this.
movie where somebody does that, where they just beat themselves to death with a rock?
Oh, yeah. There's plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that fucking happened. So then...
Actually, that recently happened in the movie Smile, which I saw, which I've been calling Dumb It Follows.
So Valia's just like stood there. She doesn't know what the fuck to do. And Timur and Victoria had been running away. She watches and they fall.
Yeah.
And die. Like, almost exactly the same.
Really?
As the others, but they were clawing at their faces and throats.
Oh, fuck.
And trying to tear their clothes off their body.
Oh, my God. It's like paradoxical undressing.
Kinda. Shocked and scared, realizing it's her and Dennis. They ran to each other and hurried away from the site of their friend's demise.
Mm-hmm.
They make it feet before Dennis collapses in convulsions.
Oh, God.
At her fucking feet. Panics the fuck out. Valia bolts from the just bolts into the woods.
Yeah.
Leaving a stack of bodies behind her.
Yeah.
With only the clothes on her back and a tent in hand. And so she tears through the forest, puts as much distance as she possibly can between the trail and her. And when she finally felt safe, she sets up her tent and falls asleep.
Title card.
The jolt of the surprise that she'd made it through the night is like she woke up and was like, oh, it's morning.
Yeah.
And was like, oh my God, I made it.
I
think she probably just reached
like
the point
shock.
of like exhaustion.
Yeah.
Where it was, her body was like, we're powering the fuck down.
Yeah.
Now. But so she like woke up, was like, what the fuck? And was like, oh, it's morning. Oh, I made it through the night. What? But she's...
What an awful case of survivor's guilt she must have had.
Well, but she's also like, I have this tent.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, fair.
And this happened on the 5th. She wasn't found until the 10th.
She survived 5
days
with no provisions?
Yeah.
Other than a tent?
Yeah.
Damn.
She was just like, okay, I need to figure out how to get out of here alive. And she's like, oh, I'm going to have to backtrack and get to the supplies from the mountain of bodies where my friends are. And so she starts making it up to the, back to where where they had camped.
Yeah.
The night before, because she's like, okay, all the supplies are there. I'm going to go get some supplies.
Yeah.
She gets there.
It's pretty close to the bodies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they basically made it like feet.
Yeah.
When this fucking happened. All 6 of the bodies are still right where she left them. So I guess that's good. They didn't move. At least.
No bears.
No bears, no animals, nothing. Everything, it's exactly as it was.
Huh.
She gets what she can and just tries to get off the mountain. She followed the power lines down the mountain. I don't know why she didn't just follow the trail, but maybe she thought going down...
Maybe it was safer.
Or maybe quicker, too. I don't know.
I don't know. All sorts of reasons. Maybe she didn't know how good the trail was. Whatever.
They had literally just come back up that trail, so she would have known.
Fair, but also they all died on the trail.
True.
So maybe that was also part of it.
Yeah, that could have been a really big part of it. So she follows power lines down the mountain for 4 days until she met the kayakers who were able to help her. After Valya had put in her report, no official search was conducted until the 24th of August. So it took them,
I am not investigating this fucking shit at all, bro.
So it took them 14 more days to go find the bodies.
We finally got AC/DC. I am not fucking this up.
And it took 2 days by helicopter for them to even find them.
Yeah. To be fair, like, God, it's a tall story. You know what I mean? Like, it is a tall tale.
It's
like,
wild.
It is sort of like, all right.
Okay, little girl.
Yeah.
Little girl.
Yeah, no, let me guess. Fucking Jason came out and he had a big dick. Yeah.
And he smashed somebody inside of a sleeping bag. Yeah.
It's a good kill.
It's Kane Hodder's favorite.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I don't blame him. It's good. So, an autopsy report was done on the group and concluded that all but Ludmilla had died from hypothermia.
So me saying the paradoxical undressing isn't too far off. Hypothermia?
In summer.
Huh.
I mean, I guess
it's like drowning on dry land, which is possible.
Which is possible. I mean, I guess it had rained a lot.
Did you, there was that family in some national park that, like, they had all the evidence of drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, what people think happened was, like, a freak rainstorm. Fucking just a torrential downpour basically
they covered
drowned
it on Side Stories,
them.
remember?
Yeah. They fucking drowned standing up in a national park.
It was
like,
wild.
It's fucking crazy.
I want to say it was, like, by Yosemite. It wasn't quite Yosemite, but it was out that way.
Yeah, it's a crazy story.
Yeah. It was really sad, too. So, yeah, everybody had died of hypothermia except Ludmilla. Ludmilla had died of a heart attack.
Okay.
They all had signs of bruised lungs and a protein deficiency due to malnutrition was listed as a contributing factor to their deaths.
Malnutrition?
Mm-hmm.
These are hikers. Like, these are people... Like,
they would have been eating. I mean, they could have been eating maybe not what they needed.
Yeah, but
hiking
like,
provisions aren't known to be like...
I mean, pardon the ignorance, especially for the time period and everything, but I wouldn't...
It was in the 90s.
Sure, but, like, you know, the Iron Curtain fell in 89, so, like,
True.
88, 89.
I don't know what they could have gotten in Russia.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really say what they ate when they were hiking, so I don't know.
Who knows? They could be, yeah.
They could, you know, it's like pirates and scurvy or something. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, fair.
There are plenty of theories about...
That's why Barbossa eats apples in Pirates of the Caribbean.
There are plenty of theories on how the hikers died. Although this is one that has never been solved. One theory is secret Russian testing sites.
Yeah, immediately that's where my mind went to because it's fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the Russian sleep experiment, creepypasta. It's a fun one.
That was so creepy.
Completely fake, but really fun.
It's scary.
It's a fun one.
It's really scary. Some believe that the hikers managed to see something they shouldn't have and saw some sort of secret military operations or experiments and were killed for what they saw.
You know what it kind of sounds like to me, though, is like microwaves.
Interesting. There's a theory that
because we did a lot of the United States did a lot of testing using microwaves as like a form of like killing people.
Yeah.
And like it didn't go that far as we know, but like I don't know, dog.
I don't know. But so some people are like, oh, they saw something they weren't supposed to see, and they were killed for it. There are a lot of holes in this fucking theory, though.
Biblical angels.
Well, so this trail and this mountain,
angels.
This trail and mountain range in general, very heavily traveled.
Okay.
Which is weird that like the bodies were still there and then stayed there for a really long time and nobody caught it.
5 days from the sounds of it, right?
5 days just initially, but then it took them. So
2 weeks to finally get out there with helicopters.
It was almost 20 days.
Yeah.
So it's just like, seriously?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that like this is a really heavily. It'd be like someone dying on a lava lake trail.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like, but it sounds like for this instance, no one was hiking there. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But it's heavily traveled. Lots of tourists, lots of hiking, there would be people. There's no way a secret operation would set up so closely to tourists. You know?
Yeah.
Like, tourists are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
There's no... Anybody running a secret operation that had half of a brain would not put something that's supposed to be secret close enough to where a tourist could possibly access it.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't. And the other issue is also Valia. Like, how did they just let one person live to be like, and that's a warning, do ya?
Yeah, right?
You know, like, why did they let one...
What an awful thing to be the only survivor for.
Right. Well, and it's also a lot of work for a medical examiner, the police. You know, there was a lot of extra people involved in getting the bodies and examining the bodies and all this stuff. Like, would they have to, like, pay them out?
Yeah.
To be like, okay, you have to treat it like this. Like, that's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
To be like, zip it. You know, the less people you have involved in a secret plot, the less likely it is that someone's going to spill the beans.
Yeah.
So, involving...
The old Ben Franklin. 3 people can keep a secret if 2 are dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
It's just like, why throw in all of this extra thing and then
Fucking
have one
old
person
pervert.
live?
Yeah.
It just, it doesn't work. What
do you think?
I don't know. And then the other thing is, like, would they be like, oh, just lie?
Just lie.
Just lie. Like, you tell a story if you really want, but don't tell the truth.
Huh.
Like, I don't fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Symptoms noted by Valia, however, are incredibly eerily similar to death by nerve agent gases.
Oh, yeah.
Frothing.
Actually, yes, this sounds a lot like what the people in World War I suffered.
Frothing at the mouth and convulsing match death by a very strong nerve gas agent.
Just in time for Halloween. It's the reason why Claude Rain, the original Invisible Man, had such a crazy good voice. Was because of fucking mustard gas.
Interesting.
Yeah. He fucking also choked on his own fucking blood and bile and shit.
Ooh.
And, like, fucking survived. And it's what gave him such a incredible voice. But it also left him horrifically fucking in pain forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Autopsy results would also match this, as they are known to cause respiratory distress, which would show up as bruising of the lungs. Cardiac arrest also is usually the main cause of death due to exposure to a nerve agent gas.
Mm-hmm.
The other hikers could have died of hypothermia even if they had been exposed to a nerve toxin, since they could have been knocked unconscious or lapsed into a coma and succumbed to the elements of the mountain.
Yeah.
Especially because the weather wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Like, it was really rainy and gross. It could have gotten cold enough that, like, they could have gotten hypothermia if they were conscious.
You're right.
Long enough.
Yeah.
Interesting note about nerve gases is how they react in the wild. More specifically, a nerve gas called Novichok gas, or Novichok.
Mm-hmm.
It was created by Soviet Russia up until the end of 93.
Oh.
And is also the deadliest nerve gas, being 10 times more deadly than VX and 20 times more deadly than sarin.
Holy shit. Sarin gas is no joke either. It's what Shinrikyo used in the Tokyo subway system.
Right.
Yeah.
There were reported to have been testing areas near where the hikers were found.
Yo.
And this is 93, and 93 is when they stopped using it. Nerve gases
maybe it's an accident.
Would be heavy gases that would sink low to the ground.
Oh, and it got so cold. Oh,
and are soluble in water.
Well then. Holy shit, dog. The rain probably did it.
The rainstorm might not have gotten all of it.
Yeah.
But it could create pockets.
Yeah.
Of nerve gas downhill towards the hikers. Which, if Valia stayed up ahead of everybody, and she was toward the top of the pack,
Yeah.
would explain how she was able to avoid all the nerve gas while watching all of her friends die.
Oh my god. And then she got off of the fucking trail running downhill. Oh my god. That fucking makes sense.
It's a bit of a stretch.
A little bit.
But it's not...
It's weird that it didn't happen to anybody else.
It's not outside the realm of possibility. Well, especially if it was rainy, it's water soluble.
Yeah.
So like I said, there could have just been a pocket that they hit.
Yeah.
And so everybody, because everybody was rushing to everybody's aid.
Russian. Everybody was Russian.
They could have all just hit this fucking pocket, especially like a lot, like Dennis was low to the ground.
Yeah.
And like several people were crawling.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
So.
God damn.
Yeah. Other theories centered around are contaminated water from Lake Baikal.
BC.
Well, no, that the area is the one I can't. From Lake Baikal, which had reported issues of toxic waste dumping.
Oh, well, good.
Thanks, Russia.
Yeah. Well, it's not like America doesn't do that shit either.
I know. I'm aware. They could have filled their water supply because they had stopped to get water and stuff.
Yeah.
From the lake and slowly pumping all these fucking toxins into their bodies. And it's possible maybe Valia was like, I packed extra water, I'm good. Maybe she didn't drink water from the lake at all, or was just not trusting of it. But the toxins didn't show up on a basic toxicology report, which they ran.
Yeah.
And it's just if there was dumping toxic waste into the lake, there's got to be more deaths.
Mm-hmm.
And there isn't. I mean, especially there were fucking kayakers.
Yeah. It's weird that it only hit
this 6 group. Yeah. So it's a good theory, but it doesn't hold as much water. Ha. It deals with water.
Yeah, pretty good, man.
I've got one last theory that I think is really interesting.
Let's hear it.
It's based off of mushrooms.
Oh.
Ludmilla was known for being a forager and having a very fond love of foraging. Mushrooms, in particular, being her favorite thing to forage.
Okay.
They probably did some foraging while they were hiking, and it's very possible they found some mushrooms to add to their breakfast. We don't know what they had. They could have misidentified mushrooms. The amount of mushrooms that can kill you versus the amount of mushrooms that can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost kind of like the fact that people eat wild mushrooms at all is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Because it's just your chances of finding something that's this could fucking kill you is really high.
Yeah.
So it's possible they misidentified a mushroom. It makes me think of that Uncle Iroh of the delicious tea or deadly poison.
I love that in that episode he still tries it just again. Because what if it wasn't?
Turns out it was poison.
Yeah, I know the antidote, but unfortunately it also looks like a deadly poison as well. So, yeah. Antidote or deadly poison. Enough with this.
So good.
Yeah.
But so they could have eaten bad mushrooms. And maybe Valia was like, I don't fucking like mushrooms. Don't put this in my food.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't have any. Or maybe, there are psilocybin that cause hallucinations. And it can cause your tears to become red. And it can look like you're crying blood. So, if your eyes start watering, it looks like blood, even though it's just your natural tears. Overdoses of psilocybin can send someone into a coma, convulsions, cardiac arrest, and given that the weather was bad, again, they could have... The hypothermia is plausible of, like, it could have knocked them unconscious.
Yeah.
And then they succumb to the weather. Again.
Okay.
Because of the mushroom poisoning.
Okay. I guess.
It doesn't explain how it came out of their ears.
No.
Or the frothing at the mouth, because that's not really a psilocybin
But it's still a theory.
thing. But it's still a theory.
A game theory.
But, yeah, that is that.
That was fucking rad. I love that story.
Isn't that
Obviously,
insane?
it's very sad for the people who died.
Yeah.
But, holy shit. That was a good one.
We'll probably never know.
Yeah.
Especially if it is nerve gas.
Yeah.
There's no way the fucking Russian government's going to cop to that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was fantastic.
Yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
that was our first ever, like, listener suggested fucking subject.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Grace from Montana. Or Alabama, whatever you want.
You pick.
Yeah, you pick. So, like, yeah, if you two would like to suggest something for us to, like, get our hooks into and fucking talk on the show, please email us at utterlyunbelievable@gmail.com. What do you think of the story, Allie?
So
weird to call you by your name.
I know, it is a little bit weird.
But we are professionals.
Oh, okay.
Me and all my cum jokes.
Yeah, the father of my child, everyone.
Cum jokes, indeed.
It's one that I hadn't heard of, and it is really interesting. And so, I guess, spoiler alert, the next possibly 2 episodes we do, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this all in one.
Yeah.
Are going to be about the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Yeah.
Which is my
motherfucking colot, bitch.
It's one of my favorites. And so I wanted to kind of do this small series on...
I'm excited because I have surface level knowledge on the Dyatlov Pass.
Okay, I'm excited.
You plunged yourself into this.
It's my second favorite history mystery.
Uh-huh.
It's
kind of been solved, hasn't it?
It has been solved. It's my first favorite history mystery.
Yeah.
But also because it got solved,
D.B. motherfucking Cooper. That's right.
I did so much snow physics research for this, and I feel like I'm a snow physicist now. But I also just thought it was really interesting because Dyatlov Pass happened in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then there was an incident in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. Or like late 60s.
It was the 70s. I want to say 73.
Okay.
Where a bunch of hikers, another group of like 6 or more hikers, died in the Soviet mountains for some fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
That one, there's not a lot on that one, and I'm pretty sure it was just an avalanche.
Sure.
There's like a memorial and stuff, but it's just really interesting that Dyatlov Pass, this other incident in the 70s, and then this incident in the 90s, they're all 20 years apart. Motorcycle, I think.
Okay.
But it's just really interesting that there were decently large groups 20 years apart that all died in the fucking Soviet mountains.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I mean, like we have a weird thing in the States with people dying in national parks.
Yes.
And then, like, one, they're never solved.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, people go missing like fucking crazy in our national parks.
So, part of why a lot of our national park missing people cases are not solved is because our parks are run by the Park Service, which is part of like Fish and Wildlife and all of that. Mm-hmm. It's a small branch of the federal government. They don't have the fucking resources to conduct missing persons searches. They just don't. And because it's federal parks land, a lot of police forces don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, part of the problem is it's just like someone goes missing and then everybody's like, It's that Spider-Man meme where he's pointing his finger and there's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay.
However, it is really interesting. Here in the States, there's an overlay of where a bunch of people go missing. I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody took a map of like where the most missing persons cases are noted in the United States, and then overlaid that with what our cave systems looks like in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And they overlap significantly.
Wild.
That lives in my brain rent free. I think about that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah.
Want to get into some headlines?
Yes. I have one really quick before you
sure.
go.
Please go for it.
Today I learned about this amazing thing, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The beginning of October till next week, there is this thing that park rangers, speaking of national parks, do in Alaska for, I can't remember the name of the park.
Yeah.
And they call it Fat Bear Week. And
Fat Bear Week, huh?
Fat Bear Week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I rushed that in college, but continue.
It's just a celebration of bears getting ready for hibernation. And so they start tracking them in the summer. And so they literally get a picture of the bears in the summer. They like have all these bears that they track just naturally to like, you know, they do this in Yellowstone a lot with like the wolves and stuff like that. Of just keeping an eye on the
Fat Bear Week.
Fat Bear Week. You could vote for your favorite fat bear.
What?
So
I want to vote for my favorite fat bear.
Just look up Fat Bear Week.
It's John Goodman.
And maybe, maybe put Alaska on there too.
Okay.
Just in case.
I'm sure you're going to get a lot of really cool websites.
You might.
A lot of documentaries that I personally have gotten into.
You might end up on Grindr.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
So maybe put Alaska in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get a New York Times subscription for work, and that popped up on my New York Times today.
Cute.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, cute.
So, Fat Bear Week. So go vote for your favorite bear.
Yeah. Aww.
I cried about it because I was so excited. Aww. So everybody at work teases me because the running joke is, if Allison's in her office and she's crying, it's because of cats and pregnancy hormones. And this week it was bears and not cats.
Aww.
But yeah, so I just wanted to tell you about Fat Bear Week.
I appreciate it. Okay, well, I'm not going to open with the story that I was going to.
Sorry.
Well, let's keep the good vibes going. I can end on let's go sour.
Okay.
And then get sweet.
Let's Sour Patch this.
I love you. That's the first time we've ever done anything like that.
I'm
That's
sorry.
amazing.
Fezzik, I'm sorry.
The cat is upset.
Oh, he's so upset.
That peaked so badly. That's going to be a pain to fucking edit. I don't care. That was a magical moment. That was Wonder Twin powers activate. I loved it.
No, I want Sour Patch Kids.
It's not that late. Anyways, this isn't a fun headline, but it is an interesting one.
Okay.
California serial killer appears to be on a mission as police link 7 shootings.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ballistic tests tied together fatal shooting in Oakland with killings of 5 men and the non-fatal shooting of a woman in Stockton. Yeah, I mean, we've got six victims.
Huh.
A California serial killer seems to be on a mission dating back to last year, which has seen the fatal shooting of at least 6 men and the wounding of 1 woman, but authorities have not figured out what's behind the violence. Ballistic tests and some video evidence link the shootings in Stockton and Oakland, about 70 miles apart in Northern California. We don't know what the motive is. What we do believe is that it's mission-oriented. The Stockton Police Chief Stanley McFadden said on Tuesday, "This person's on a mission." Although police would not say whether all 7 shootings have been linked to the same gun, McFadden alluded to a single pistol during the news conference. "I have absolutely no answer as to why that pistol went dormant for over 400 days between April of 2021 shootings and the first case this summer." Authorities last week announced that 5 men in the city of Stockton had been ambushed and shot to death alone in the dark in recent months. Late on Monday, police said 2 additional cases last year, a man's death in Oakland and the non-fatal shooting of a woman in Stockton, had been tied to those killings. A person of interest is being sought in connection with the bloodshed. They appear on video at several of the crime scenes, but no evidence links them directly to the shootings. McFadden says that some of the victims were homeless, but some were not. There's a $125,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest.
Do we know what the demographics of the men are?
So homeless seems to be the most prevailing one.
Sometimes racial motivators, or I mean, fuck it, like with Bundy, you know, it was brown hair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Let's see.
If they don't, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. All of the fatal Stockton cases took place within a radius of a few square miles. None of the victims were robbed or beaten before the killings, and none appeared to have known one another. The shootings also do not appear to be related to gangs or drugs. In the other Stockton crime, a 46-year-old woman told investigators that she was inside her tent on 16th of April 2021 at about 3:20 a.m. when she heard someone walking around outside. When she came out of her tent, she encountered someone holding a gun. The suspect fired multiple shots, wounding the woman, but she tried to defend herself by advancing toward her attacker. The shooter lowered the gun with this, effectively saving her life.
Good for her.
Yeah. She said that there were no words mentioned at all. The man was completely silent during the entire ordeal.
That's creepy.
The woman was also alone at the time. The shooting death of a man in Oakland around 4:15 a.m., so all of these are taking place in the wee hours of the morning, has also been connected to the violence in Stockton. Juan Vasquez Serrano, age 39, was shot multiple times, according to the Alameda County Coroner's Bureau. It was not immediately clear whether the man was also unaccompanied when he was killed. Yeah, basically, no. There's like, so here's the names of some of the victims.
Okay.
Apologies for any of the families that are involved in this, but the more information that gets out, the better.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the victims are Paul Yaw, age 35, who was killed on 8th of July. Salvador DeBuddy Jr., age 43. Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez, age 21. Juan Cruz, age 52. Lawrence Lopez Sr., age 54. Lopez was shot shortly before 2 a.m. in a residential area just north of downtown. He was just a person who was out here at the wrong place, wrong time, at the wrong circumstances, brother says.
So sad.
It's hard to process that this has happened. There may be even more people involved in the violence. To be honest, we just don't know. This person or people are out doing this. They are definitely bold and brazen. Yeah.
So the link could be... Because all the
homeless.
names...
It seems like they were all homeless.
The names also sound very Latin.
This is also like Central California.
True. I'm just... Sometimes... I know with like FBI profilers, they do this. Sometimes the race really does matter.
Yeah. A lot of these could be racially motivated.
Yeah, so
we don't know.
They could be racially motivated, and
either that or just the demographic of like.
Well, so demographic includes the racial profile, the sex, geographical locations, things like that. So it all kind of ties together. So it could. Maybe not necessarily be that they're homeless. It could be the racial aspect,
or
and then
both.
Or it could be both.
Yeah.
The woman is interesting.
Yeah, it completely breaks the pattern.
It really does. It makes me wonder
Except for homeless.
Maybe she was an unintended target.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean,
like when it comes to like gun killers too, it's so impersonal that it is just as the police said, it's mission oriented. This is probably somebody who like has a delusion going on in their head that they're like doing something to clean up the streets. Who knows? Like it's wild that they were also 400 miles apart, but same gun. So this person probably has multiple hunting grounds too. Yeah. And unfortunately, like in the reality that is the criminal justice system, homeless people, especially homeless women, are considered less dead. The less dead. Yeah. Right? Because like they're transients. They don't deserve fucking justice.
Yeah, homeless women, sex workers.
It's awful. Indigenous women. It's awful. Women. It's it's people of color, women of color. Like it's genuinely tragic.
It's atrocious.
But like I know we're really hard on police on this podcast, and I think rightfully so. As citizens, we should be.
Yeah, I agree.
However, there are cops out there that are doing good work for this, and It's a hard one. It's a balance.
It's a thinly...
Stop eating chili, Fezzik. You're going to make yourself sick.
It's a thinly walked line of... There are good cops, but there's so many fucking bad cops.
Yeah.
That it's hard.
But there are some super cops out there, too. So,
It's just hard.
Yeah.
Because it just makes me think of the A Few Bad Apples, and nobody ever finishes the fucking sentence.
Spoils the bunch.
Spoils the bunch. Yeah.
So not so fun, but incredibly interesting.
Yeah, very
especially
interesting.
because when it comes to serial killers, information's not put out lightly ever. Like the fact that they are means that they really are desperate for information. Weird lead-in, but truck crash leaves motorway scattered with dildos and lube. A lorry crash in the U.S., so this was written by Brits, apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
So a truck crash in the U.S. made for some awkward reporting as it appears to have left the motorway scattered with X-rated goods. Check it out. Thankfully, no one was injured in the crash, which unfolded on the highway near Oklahoma City. But perhaps the driver suffered a spot of embarrassment when his truck tipped what looked like dildos and lubricant all over the street. And yeah, the picture is it's just mayhem. Of just dildos and lube everywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to clean up, Jim said. In the news segment, the station's helicopter pilot, Jim Carter, can be heard saying, "There's a semi that overturned and it's lost its load here." And load is underlined. Wonderful.
Chef's kiss.
Good job there, Jim. He went on to describe how the collision, which occurred on the I-40, also involved a box truck that was being transported away. At the time, the Mustang Road on-ramp had been completely shut down as authorities dealt with the emergency. There's a lot of stuff to clean up. Jim, can you tell what he's carrying there? What's all over the road? The camera then closed in on the goods, and after an awkward pause, the pilot said, "Not really. Maybe you can tell me. I can't tell." Well, the viewers at home certainly could tell with the close-up shots appearing to show dozens of bottles of lubes and boxes of dildos. Yeah, this is great. That's
phenomenal.
Funny. A writer for the digital publication added, "We haven't received official confirmation of what cargo the truck was actually carrying. However, it is very evident that it's dildos.
It's dildos.
So, but A, that sure looks like a bunch of vibrator boxes and tubes of lube scattered over the highway. And B, the accident did occur near a major adult product-focused distribution hub near I-40 and Morgan Road. So if your vibrator of the month shipment is delayed, that might explain why." Plenty of people have shared their pun-filled thoughts on the incident, with one writing, "Wrecked semi blows its load all over major artery 140.
Oh my god.
Or I-40.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck, it keeps... I wonder if any sections of Oklahoma's penal code were violated, quipped another. While a third added, "I drive this intersection almost every day. Who knew I was such a hotbed of adult commerce?" And just in case you hadn't had your fill, so to speak, of innuendos, here's one person's response to someone asking what mile marker the incident happened on. "I read it was mile marker 69, man. Yeah, look at it." Yeah, so that's fun. Let's see. What do we got next? Oh, this fucking story.
Oh, no.
6 women in neon green leotards attacked 2 New York subway riders. A video shows the group punching 2 19-year-old women on a subway train near Times Square on Sunday. 2 women were attacked early Sunday morning on a New York subway by a mysterious group of women in neon green full bodysuits. A video of the assault shared on social media shows the group, which has been called the Green Goblin Gang by local media, punching and tossing 2 19-year-old women on a subway train near Times Square around 2 a.m. The assailants escaped the scene with a cell phone and a handbag. The mother of one of the victims told the Post that her daughters told her she was attacked by aliens, adding, "I didn't know what she was talking about." The mother said the attack happened on her daughter's birthday.
Aww.
This is how she spent her 19th birthday. I hope they get what they deserve, then some, because it's disgusting.
That's so
said.
sad.
The woman told New York Daily News that her daughter and friend did nothing to provoke the attack. There were no words exchanged prior, she said. In police footage I've seen, you could see that my daughter and her friend were standing on the platform talking and laughing. They bumped my daughter and her friend like strong arm them.
Yeah.
Although the teens refused medical attention at the scene, the birthday girl's mother told the Daily News that they were later admitted to a local hospital. The woman said her daughter had bruises on her shoulders, stomach, and lower extremities. The New York Public Information Office told HuffPo that the bodysuit-clad women escaped the subway and are still on the loose. Detectives reportedly told one of the victims' parents that they've seen the attacker on social media page. So if you see any women dressed in full green leotards, which...
fucking say something.
Yeah, here's a picture.
Oh my god.
It's wild, dog. Might be worth posting to the Instagram.
That's fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah, fucking please say something because that's fucking wild. It wouldn't be a Chad headline segment without some animal news.
Okay.
Yeah. Heard the news, spelled with just one E. Wild boar piglet adopted by German cows. In Berlin, a cow in Germany has gained an unlikely following after adopting a lone wild boar piglet. There's the picture.
Oh, it's so sweet.
You need to get video, dog. Farmer Frederick Stapel told the DPA news agency that he spotted the piglet among the herd in the central German community of Bravodier about 3 weeks ago. It had likely lost its group when they crossed the river nearby. Stapel said while he knows what extensive damage wild boars can cause, he can't bring himself to chase the animal away, DPA reported on Thursday. The local hunter had been told not to shoot the piglet. The local hunter. This is such a small community that there is a local hunter.
Okay.
Has been told to not shoot the piglet, nicknamed Frida. And in the winter, Stapel plans to put it in the shed with the mother cows. To leave it alone would now be unfair, he told DPA.
You're right, it would be unfair.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
It's cute.
Let's see. We'll just do a couple more, huh? We've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, old news. I'll just read the headlines, not the stories.
Yeah.
Beyond Meat exec accused of biting man's nose outside of a game.
Yep.
That one's wild. Look that one up. Chess player insists he didn't use sex toy to defeat world champion. Do you not know that story?
No.
So in short, basically Magnus Carlsen, the reigning chess champion of the world, right, grandmaster, was beaten recently.
Yeah.
And people are suggesting that his opponent, the only way he could have beaten him, and like with the pauses and all the stuff that he made, that clearly he cheated. And the only way anybody can think of it, remote control vibrator up the butt, and like with pulses given to him through vibration in his asshole. Was able to fucking cheat at chess.
Oh, so someone Morse coded.
Yes.
Via a dildo.
Allegedly. So this is also one of those things. It's kind of like the NyQuil chicken.
And my god.
You know how like the internet loves being like this new trend, and it's like 6 people did it.
Yeah.
Out of the entire internet, even if it's like I think Henry said this on Side Stories.
Yeah, he did say this on Side Stories.
Even if it's like 10,000 people, like it's still just like in the entire sea that is the internet. That's so small.
That's such a small pool of.
But yeah, so I'm sure it started out as a joke that then just fucking people ran with. But still, it'd be amazing. Like people are calling for him to fucking play naked.
Oh jeez.
I know. Fucking let me see your fucking bishop. So. Anyways, Rook to Knight 4. So, let's see. We've got people in Melbourne are complaining that it's time for the year again when the cum trees bloom.
Oh.
So, much like in Salt Lake, I even referenced this earlier.
I know you did. It's so funny.
It's the time of year again for people in a specific part of Australia where the plants, affectionately known as the cum trees, start to blossom.
How is that affectionate?
The ornamental pear tree are blooming again in Victoria for spring. The trees are currently wreaking havoc in Melbourne, with Aussies taking to social media to complain about the unique stench that the trees' blossoms emit. Melbourne man Lewis Phillips took to TikTok to document his struggle with the stinky plant. If you're from Melbourne, then you know we've had... Oh, god damn it, I lost it immediately. I can only really do New Zealand. I'll do New Zealand.
Okay.
If you're from Melbourne, then you know we've got a huge issue at the moment, he said in the now viral clip. It's these trees that smell like cum, otherwise known as the ornamental pear. They're ruining our collective day. He added, I can't even go for a run without wanting to throw up. In the short video, the poor lad couldn't even smell one of the delicate and pretty white flowers without triggering his gag reflex. To be fair, that's not an uncommon occurrence when semen is present in other scenarios, or so we hear. Some bright spark even put one in my backyard. This needs to stop, he added in the 16-second video, which now has been viewed 2.6 million times. Well, Lewis, we have some bad news. The sperm-smelling trees will continue to bloom throughout spring, so get used to the scent of semen in the air. Lewis isn't the only one who has noticed the pungent scent emitted from the rather pretty pear trees. One person commented, "Me mom likes the look of them, and now we have like 8 trees in our backyard." Another person reported a similar issue that has made things rather awkward with the relatives. "My mother-in-law got us one in our front yard. Can't get rid of it now. Nor can I explain why I don't like it."
Oh, you could.
Some tweets. Those bitches who planted those cum trees around Australia most definitely knew what they were doing. Just smelt the Melbourne cum trees. I'm so tired of these cum trees. Yeah. A tree lopper also piped up, and after this comment, we reckon he deserves a minute of silence. If you think they ruin your day, try being an arborist and trimming 30 of them a day. But for the rest, rip to that guy. But for the rest of us, we only need to heed the advice of the iconic Australian MP, Bob Catter, who summed it up best when he's speaking about gay marriage. Let 1,000 blossoms bloom. And hey, at least the sperm trees aren't killing people at the same rate as crocodiles. Or at all, really, so suck it up, Melbourne. That's how the article ends.
All right, then.
Yeah, it's a little heated. So... I do know that in Salt Lake City they have a specific tree. Also smells like cum.
It might be that same thing because when they were talking about the white blossoms, it's similar.
Yeah.
So it could be that same thing. They line like half of the fucking city.
Yeah, so it's hilarious that Salt Lake City,
especially the Mormon, they're all around the Mormon temple.
Yeah, the
really
Mormon capital. The Mormon capital of the world reeks of
fucking cum
during spring. It's great.
Oh, Joseph Smith would be proud.
2 left, okay?
Okay.
We can move on from this one. Doctor finds 55 batteries in woman's body. Highest reported number ever.
I'm sorry, we can't move on from that.
No? Okay. The other one was just 39 weird Halloween costumes.
Oh, no, I really need to talk about this number of...
Okay, this will be our last story. Surgeons milked 4 of the cylinders from her colon
I hate that.
to her rectum and then retrieved them from the anus. This is by Marco Margaritoff.
Thanks for that, Marco.
Fun
I
name.
didn't need milked.
It's like a superhero.
In that.
The terms emergency and AAA typically connote a roadside incident. Certain doctors in Dublin, however, are unlikely to ever associate those terms with anything but a recent surgery, during which they found dozens of batteries in a 66-year-old woman's colon and stomach. A report of the incident, published Thursday in the Irish Medical Journal, detailed the patient's arrival at St. Vincent's University Hospital, where an X-ray revealed the foreign objects in her body. Miraculously, none were obstructing her gastrointestinal tract.
How?
Doctors initially decided to wait in hopes that she would pass the batteries out of her body naturally. Though she released 5 AA batteries in the first week, subsequent X-rays shows that most were still stuck inside, and the woman began experiencing abdominal pain.
No shit.
Yeah. After realizing that her distended stomach was hanging above the pubic bone due to the weight of the batteries, surgeons cut into her abdomen and successfully removed 46 of them.
Oh my god. So was she swallowing them?
We'll get to that. That's the X-ray.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'll save all of these and send them to you so you can upload them to the Instagram.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, it's wild, dog. Unfortunately for all involved, 4 additional batteries remain trapped in the colon. As described in the report, doctors milked them into her rectum to remove them from her anus. This brought the total amount of batteries she ingested, both A and AAA, to a whopping 55. To the best of our knowledge, this case represents the highest reported number of batteries ingested at a single point in time. Well, good news. The Guinness Book of World Records is located in Dublin, Ireland. So,
good.
Yeah. While the incident certainly inspired curious bafflement, the report reminded readers that the ingestion of batteries is a serious, albeit unusual, method of self-harm. Its authors noted that the act can cause severe issues, including mucosal injury, perforation, and obstruction.
Yeah. Oh, I would also wonder, like, acid on acid.
Yeah.
Like, how does your stomach acid not... Or, like, what if the broke open?
I think that was the intent.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, the potential of cylindrical batteries to result in acute surgical emergency should not be underestimated, the report stated. If you're struggling with an eating... unfortunately, like, it was probably an effort of self-harm.
Gotcha.
She was ingesting them.
I wondered if it was that...
She was swallowing them.
Or, pica.
Yeah. If you're struggling with an eating disorder, call the National Eating Disorder Association hotline. This is for America. 1-800-931-2237. If you or someone you know needs help, dial 988 or call 1-800-273-8255 for the National Suicide Prevention.
Oh, yeah. Big ups, by the way.
Oh, yes. This is really good news.
It's new. You can also text it.
If you are having a mental health crisis.
Or you know someone who's having a mental health crisis.
You no longer have to call the full 1-800 number. It is now 988 instead of 911. There is a specific number for you to call now. And that's fucking wonderful.
That's fucking wonderful. And as previously stated, you can also text.
Yep.
It.
Especially if you're in a dangerous situation.
Yes. Yeah. I had to put up flyers around work for it.
Oh, cool.
And I have some extras in my office, so.
Rad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, those are our stories. The other one was just going to be a bunch of fucking Halloween costumes.
I mean, I'm about that, but that's, like, definitely better saved for our closer to Halloween episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the beginning of October.
The next couple episodes will either be about the Dyatlov Pass. If we can get 2 of them in before Halloween, then
we should be able to.
Okay, because our Halloween special, like, I would like to get in.
I've done all the research. We just need to sit down and record.
Okay, well, we'll do that then.
So.
Okay. Cool. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. It's a little bit of a long one this time, but fuck, what a good story.
I love long podcasts, but I might be...
You're not alone. The people who have been listening to us recently also love it.
Okay. I was like, I know that not everybody feels the same way about it as I do.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But yeah, anything you wanted to add, Sweepy?
No.
Nope. Well, anyways, welcome back to Spooky Season. Thank you everybody for listening. Please tell everybody you know about us. We love doing this. We would like to start doing it more and more. The more listeners we have, the more of a fucking boon we have, the more wind in our sails.
Send me scary stories.
Yes.
I want to be spooked.
Again, that is utterly unbelievable. UDDERLY. Let me make sure I spelled that right.
It's a Gmail.
At gmail.com. Yeah, utterly unbelievable, y'all. Please send us your stories, send us recommendations,
Scare
corrections.
the pants off of me.
Or if you just want to fucking shout out and say hi, please feel free. We will be nice to you. I will be, at least.
Chad has a phrase in our relationship where you're the nice one, I'm the nicer one.
Yeah. I'm sweet like sugar. I don't even take sweeteners in my coffee.
I'm just the bitchalante, okay?
Bitchalante. With that, yeah, please send us emails. Hit us up on Instagram. That's utterly unbelievable at Instagram. Fucking stay safe out there, everybody.
See ya, fuckers!